And joining us now from Washington with the latest on Campaign 2012 is Susan Page. She's Washington Bureau Chief for USA Today. Great to have you with us, Susan. Good morning.
Hey, Rebecca, great to be with you.
So we see how these jobs numbers are impacting the rhetoric in this race, but to what degree do you think they'll be really game changers when it comes to how voters decide in a few months?
You know, it certainly could be, because as we've been hearing this morning, these job numbers indicate that the economy has slowed. It's not likely to have a big turnaround before November. And so President Obama needs to do something that no incumbent president has done since FDR, and that is win re-election when unemployment is so high. The highest unemployment rate we've had for a president who won re-election in that time is 7.2%. It's unlikely now this unemployment rate is going to be below 8%. So he needs to really defy history to win a second term.
Susan, do you think ultimately that these job numbers are defensible for the president?
Well, of course, you've heard the defense that he was making yesterday when he was on the road in Ohio and Pennsylvania. He says, I inherited a really tough situation, no question about that. He says we're on the right track. We need to stay on this course. And of course, you hear the counter argument from Mitt Romney, who says he's had his chance. He's had 4 years. We can do better. I mean, that is really the battle we're going to see over the next 4 months. And I'll tell you one other reason these job numbers that came out yesterday are so important. The summer is a time when voters tend to make up their minds about what the economy is like. These impressions get set. They get harder and harder to change in the fall.
It's striking to me. You have a jobs report come out. The focus returns to jobs from healthcare to some degree. However, the focus on Mitt Romney's campaign has been very much a, well, is it a tax, or is it exactly defining what that role is of the healthcare mandate? And he came out on CBS this morning, clarified the point a few days ago, said he's sticking with this idea that it's a tax. How is that going to play in his campaign? And do you think they bring it up some more if the economy stays in the state that it's in right now?
You know, boy, Mitt Romney was having a tough couple days before this job report came out yesterday. And you know what I think concerns some Republicans when they look at the Romney campaign is not so much that the debate over, is it a tax, is it a penalty? I mean, it seems like you're back in English class to talk about that. But rather that they weren't very nimble in handling it. They spent a couple days trying to figure out what they thought how they should characterize that Supreme Court decision. A lot of Republicans thought that court decision was should have been such a big boost to the Romney campaign by defining the health care penalty as a tax. Americans don't like taxes. But Governor Romney is in kind of a tough position talking about health care because he backed that Massachusetts plan. So definitely, I think the Romney people are glad to not be talking about that now and instead to be talking about jobs.
So, Susan, what do you make of the rumors of a shakeup in the Romney campaign?
Well, you know, people with the Romney campaign I've talked to say there won't be a shakeup. This inner circle are people who have been with him for a long time, even back to his gubernatorial race. But they do say they're hiring a lot of new people. We're going to see more senior Republicans coming onto that campaign and speaking for him.
Susan Page, thanks so much for joining us.